Welcome back to another episode, and this is 30 laps at the short circuit. We might see some cheating. And the rule is, if you cheat, you're 1 lap behind. I will explain the teams on this track. They're the LA Marble Run Season 2 teams, just of Marbula 1 teams, at the short circuit. We have, right there, that's the home team, starting on pole, the Thunderbolts. Up on top of them is the Balls of Chaos. Followed right on top of them is the Snowballs. That's the lime marble is the Limers, and this marble right there is the Crazy Cat's Eyes. Marble right there, the purple one, is Raspberry Racers, Bumblebees, Hazers, Savage Speeders, Team Primary, Momo, Team Galactic, Minty Maniacs, Mellow Yellow, Cobalts, Oceanics, O-Rangers, Green Ducks, Jungle Jumpers, and in last place is the Midnight Wisps. 30 laps started, and we're rolling at this track. A bad start for Team Primary. And we're rolling. Oh, what a even badder start for Mellow Yellow, which got shoved and jumped off the track. Now it's like so far behind as we're approaching lap 2. Snowballs also fall off the track, and we already have a red flag out. Immediately, red flag is out of on this track. We have to make the walls taller, or this track will become a destruction. Let's make the walls bigger and safer, so they won't jump off the track. Anyways, this will make the track a little bit safer, but let's see if it's actually going to make it safer. Lap 1 starts again, and the Savage Speeders already had an early lead before Team Galactic shoots in to take P1. But not for long. Oceanics tries to pass. And there goes the Cobalts, by the way. You can see them fall off the track as we're approaching lap 1. Savage Speeders' speed is not fast, and the Limers, a pretty poor marble in Marbula 1, caught up to them. We're on lap 2, and Team Primary already has an early lead. There goes the Snowballs. What is going on here? We're on lap 1, and there go. Oh my God! Red flags out. More red flags out, and this is a disaster at the short circuit. The speed that they gain off the ramp and into this track is just too big, and we need to fix this. So we brought in more tracks, and red flag is finally green again. Snowballs are back up the start track, and we're rolling again. Oh my God, 2 red flags already at this track. Lap 1, and thank God the walls are taller, because that will make the marbles won't fall off the track. Finally, lap 1, Speeders on the chicane passes many marbles and is challenging the O-Rangers, but Cobalts are faster on the straightaway over the Speeders. The Savage Speeders are not speedy. Shock for the home team on this track is right behind the Speeders. They're right on each other. Here comes Speedy, and here comes Team Momo, who did okay back in this track 2 years ago. Short circuit will occur again in this in Marbula 1 as we're approaching lap 3. We're on lap 3 out of 30. We're 10th of the way there, and the O-Rangers has a huge lead, but not for long. The Raspberry Racers immediately catch up to them. The speed you can gain, and the Raspberry Racers takes P1. O-Rangers challenging for 2nd and 3rd place. Nice move by Momo. And here comes Red Eye for the Crazy Cat's Eyes, who never competed on this track yet. It just passes the champion, Savage Speeders. Raspberry Racers increases the lead by the moment over the O-Rangers going into lap 5. Raspberry Racers approach lap 5 and the conveyor belt. O-Rangers could mean everything, trying to chase them down, but one bad launch off the ramp, and boom! O-Rangers immediately caught right back up to the Raspberry Racers before it slows down. Prim from Team Primary, a very important marble back in the short circuit, is now back up with the marbles and drafting right behind the Green Ducks. That's actually the Jungle Jumpers, but whatever. We're moving to the lap 6, and the Raspberry Racers has a huge lead, but not for long. Here comes Bumble from the Bumblebees, right there. Orange and blocks. But here comes Orange on the inside and passes. Raspberry Racers went from first to third in a couple moments of track. We're approaching lap 7. It's just a top 4 battle, but Prim is having an outside chance. Could mean everything. We're on to lap 7. That's Mellow Yellow. Prim up the elevator. On lap 7, Orange loses speed. That will lead, but does not lose speed off the drop, but does lose it after the drop, and letting Prim try to get up there. Look at the speed there. Look at Team Galactic. What a move. As we're approaching lap 8, Team Primary chasing down the top 3, and the Bumblebees takes the lead. Team Primary now in second, a dominant performer, but only got 4th back at the original short circuit track. Thunderbolts are battling with last with Snowballs. The top 2 back at the short circuit are both in last, or close to the bottom 2 positions. Bumblebees have the lead going to the lap 9, but not close enough. Team Primary right there. Team Primary chases them down on lap 9. Team Primary gains lots of speed. Look at the speed from Team Primary. But loses it right there and letting the Team Momo pass for a brief bit going into lap 10. We're 1/3 the way done, and Team Primary is a lot faster than the Bumblebees on the front stretch, and Bumblebee struggles on the elevator, letting Team Primary pass on the 1/3 point of this track. O-Rangers right behind Team Primary. What can the O-Rangers do? Not quite. Bumblebees pass the O-Rangers. And Bumblebees pass the Team Primary because of a slow corner by Team Primary. We're on lap 10. We're approaching lap 11. Cobalts are nearly lapped. So is Mellow Yellow. What can they do? Team Primary enters the belt pretty poorly. On lap 11, Bumblebees are out in front. They're speeding, and Bumblebees lap the Cobalts on lap 11. Team Galactic there, right there, and here comes Team Primary back, going into lap 12. Team Raspberry Racers are challenging for lapping Cobalts, but not quite enough for the the Raspberry Racers. As we're approaching the next lap, Cobalts tries to not get lapped, but Mellow Yellow instead gets lapped, but immediately unlaps himself. Amazing move going into lap 13. Cobalts also unlap themselves as well before getting lapped by the Bumblebees. As we're approaching lap 13, it's a close battle at the top. On lap 13, can the Cobalts redeem him? Yes, they're not lapped anymore, but the Bumblebees gain so much speed off that ramp. They lose so much speed. They're right back into laps. They're about to get lapped, going into lap 14. The top 2 are battling so hard. While the 3 marbles behind them, Team Galactic, Team Primary, and Momo are right there. We're approaching lap 15. The Bumblebees tries to lap the Cobalts again, but slows there, letting Raspberry Racers close up a little bit, but Team Bumblebees gains more speed and then laps both marbles on lap 15. We're halfway done with this race. Mellow Yellow does not want to get lapped. Here comes the top 5, all out of nowhere. Here comes the Savage Speeders, and the Crazy Cat's Eyes are not really looking good. Snowballs are also. Cobalt tries to unlap himself. Here comes the Cobalts gaining so much speed. Onward, lap 16. Team Primary tries to hang on and gets it. Lap 16 out of 30 on this track. It's very close. Cobalt struggles a little bit. Team Primary is right there. We're on this track. Raspberry Racers gains more speed. The top 5 are third to 5th are right up against each other, and the Cobalts are now lapped by the Racers. Here comes Team Primary going into lap 18, getting second and gaining so much speed. They're challenging for the lead and takes it. We're on lap 18. Team Primary back up to first. Amazing move by Team Primary, but loses it all on the ramp. What can Team Primary do exiting the big straightaway? Takes second place. We're heading to lap 19 and 2/3 of the way done with this race. We're on lap 19 out of 20. We're approaching lap 19, I should say. We're almost at lap 20. The Bullets hits up to 3rd. Thunderbolts gets up to 2nd, and they're challenging. An amazing comeback with the Bolt by the Bolts. Thunderbolts challenges for it. Here comes Team Primary for the lead on lap 19. We're approaching lap 20. On to lap 20. It's so close. The Snowy for the Snowballs are now lapped. We're on lap 20. What can Team Primary do to pass the Bumblebees? Team Primary practice on this track a lot. Back at the short circuit. Bumblebees, not so much. We're on lap 20 now. What can the Team Primary do? They're closing in on the inside and passes the Bumblebees. We're on to lap 21. Here comes the rest of the marbles. Approaching lap 21. The battle for the lead is growing now for the Team Primary on lap 21. Is Team Primary doing lots for the win? Lap 21 out there. The Bumblebees exits that super smoothly, but the Minty Maniacs loses speed. Approaching lap 22. Is that the Balls of Chaos or the Arrangers? That's the Balls of Chaos. Gets lapped on lap 22. It's just a battle between the Bumblebees and Team Primary for the lead on lap 22. Team Primary slows down. Bumblebees right behind them. Team Primary sent an Arab for this track. No, they sent in Prim for this track because of its dominant performance back at the actual short circuit. Approaching lap 23. This is close. Team Primary laps Oceanics as the Bumblebees tries to lap as Team Momo is in 3rd. Bumblebees is just losing its momentum on lap 23, and look at it. Team Primary's biggest rival, Prim's biggest rival, Speedy, is right in front of them, but a slowdown there and bad entrance to the conveyor belt could be everything. And the Raspberry Racers caught up to the leaders of the pack. An amazing move by the Raspberry Racers on lap 23, but we're on lap 24 out of 30. We're 4/5 of the way there. And the Team Primary is not letting go of that lead. The Balls of Chaos and the Oceanics right there. They both hit. Lap 25, the top 3 are right on the same lane. What can they do on lap 25? Team Primary exits slowly, but entrance fastly. On lap 25, Team Primary not losing this track. Bumblebee's right behind them, though, on lap 25. Here comes Team Primary paddling with clutter from the Balls of Chaos. We're approaching lap 26, but we're on lap 25. Oceanics loses a little bit of speed on lap 25, and Team Primary back up top on lap 26. Oh, Team Primary slows down there, letting Bumblebees get by. That's a big battle right there, and the Bumblebees are now in the lead by a huge margin. Team Primary is now into 3rd on lap 26, but regroups up to second. Going into lap 27, gains so much speed on the drop. What can they do? Team Primary slows to a crawl there on lap 27. We're on lap 28 now. Bumblebees now lap marbles, but Team Primary not giving up on lap 28. Team Bumblebee slows to crawl using Bumble for that lap. And Team Primary is right there. does not make it work and just jolts backwards, going into lap 29. 2 laps to go, and Team Primary passes on the conveyor belt before they just become locked dead front on the conveyor belt on lap 29. Team Primary back in the lead after growing that lead hugely. One more lap after this, Bumblebees has the lead. What can Team Primary do? They cut on the inside and takes P1. We're about to hit lap 30, by the way. The final lap is here. Bumblebees does enter the conveyor belt pretty cleanly, so as the Bumblebees. It's just a battle now. At the short circuit, who will win? Final lap. Bumblebees struggles humongously, while Team Primary is about to lap Minty Maniacs for the third time. Bumblebees cannot chase them. Team Primary wins. Bumblebees approaching the elevator in second and third. Go straight to the Raspberry Racers. Team Momo gets an unfortunate fourth. The Limers gets an unfortunate fifth. Thunderbolts gets sixth. Yellow gets seventh. Actually, Hazy gets seventh. In the top 7 was them. Rangers and the Minty Maniacs and the Savage Speedos round out the top 10. Out of the what an amazing race, especially by the top 2. Anyways, I think something's glitched here, so we will leave and rejoin. But anyways, that will be it for the video. And what an insane battle that happened. An amazing performance shown by them makes them win. What an amazing performance by Prim from Team Primary. But this won't count as any points, but this will count as stuff. But the next race will be at the O Raceway. Please like the O Raceway. We're so close to 100 likes. But anyway, that will be it for the video. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.